Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
You're saying that like you feel like, okay, so
the algorithm,
I wanted to do a video on this too.
Algorithm
the Kanye
is going to
and
spit
Kim
out,
thing, the
right?
Kanye and Kim thing.
The
Everybody was
algorithm,
like, this shit is crazy.
yeah.
And they kept watching it and reading it.
So
like,
the algorithm's like, oh, that's what y'all want to see? I'll keep promoting that. So then there are people that kicks back and goes, well, the algorithm only promotes negativity. But that's what we crave. So it says, okay, what are you clicking on? You're clicking on negativity?
So to tie in that relationship is like, so Kanye, first and foremost, I will state that Kanye needs emotional support and like medications and stuff like that.
I'm not even going to touch Kanye right now.
But that's a whole nother topic. But the fact of the matter is, he also sees that people are like Team Kanye, some people are Team Kim, and that it assisted in the negative feedback that you were talking about. So in your relationship too, which is also, you know, again, another topic that I think we're going to need to brush on in another episode of On Our BS is when you're on the road and you're there like talking to a female at a coworker and you're like, yo, my wife is like tripping, she's been doing X, Y, and Z, and then the person, and I'm not gonna only say it's like it's a man woman situation. I'll use me. So like, not saying that this is happening. This is I'm giving a scenario, but like I'll go to work and be like, oh my god, my husband. I mean, he works so much. He works so, you know, like he works. He comes home and like he doesn't pay attention to me. Oh. And then that guy could be like, oh yeah, you know, he's not talking to you.
Yeah, he gives you the Mario.
He gives
you
you
should
that
let me love you, like, you know.
that positive reinforcement of like, no, you're right. He needs to be spending more time with you.
What have I told you, right? What have I told you? Like, listen, don't break up with somebody after you've been in some long relationship and then start like rattling off every negative thing about them. Because the thing is, at the end of the day,
number one, what does that help you do?
No, it's cathartic in the fact that they're gonna feel like, okay, like I'm getting out my frustrations with them, right? But when you start divulging,
you know, I've never done that with my exes. You know, like some girls will be like, oh my god,
well, I'm gonna call you out on something. Hold on, I'm gonna call you out on something.
He had a small dick, and you're like, yo, you were with this person. This is crazy. No, women do that.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the problem with that is. The problem with that is the problem with that is that, yo, what happens is you are disrespecting what made that relationship long in the first place. So when you're telling me like, yo, I've been with this guy for 10 years and then he was this and this and his feet stink and this happened and yo, he had no game. He had to work the
and
worst.
I had to pay his car note.
So I'm looking at
and
you.
You're like, but you were with this person for that long.
Yeah.
So what you'd have a problem
years?
then? Yes. Yes.
It took you 10 years to figure out that his penis was small? It took you 10 years to figure out that, like, he was a bum and he was a this and a that. And I'm not gonna, like, guys do that shit too. And I'm like, dude,
guys
again, it took you that long to figure out blah, blah, blah. Like, so don't disrespect your relationship. It was... And sometimes just because it ends, it doesn't mean it wasn't successful. It's only unsuccessful if you didn't be able to carry something with you.
If you didn't learn from...
Yeah, you didn't learn something from you. didn't pick up something to move forward.
So I had some successful past relationships. Because I learned what I didn't want. I learned what I wanted. Yeah. And, you know, we ended up, you know...
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, okay.
Like
I always say about a marriage.
Like
a marriage, right? A marriage that produces...
Was there any relationship where you felt like you didn't learn something?
I'm pretty sure if I think hard enough, I'm like...
You didn't learn something?
Yeah, because you know what? I can tell you why.
Every relationship you're supposed to learn something.
Yeah, you're supposed to, but like, don't try to shame me because I feel like I did. Like, what I'm saying is, like...
Hush.
Because there can be possibly a situation where you're like, I relearned something. And relearning something
is important.
It's important to you, but at the same time, you're like, damn, did I really need to relearn that same lesson again? I didn't. It's always frustrating because it's like going to the gym and then like you lose like 10 pounds or you put on 10 pounds of muscle, you start lifting at 200, then you stop going. Then you go back and you start again and you get back to 200. You're kind of like, man, like if I had just taken this the first time I learned this, I'd maybe be at 230 lifting now. I maybe have lost 40 pounds. Instead of gaining back them same pounds and now I gotta lose them pounds again. The same damn 10 pounds or the same whatever. So it's like that.
Again, peace, love, and happiness.
Love, I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it all the time.